Hey, y'all. It's me. It's your girl. The real deal Anita Skills Reaction Channel. Like, share, subscribe. What's up, real deal? How y'all doing today? Hope everybody had a good Sunday. Yeah. I'm gonna allow y'all the time enough to hit that like button, y'all. We gotta get our lights up. Come on, y'all. Don't forget what I said about that. Look out for a girl like you look out for everybody else, okay? You know how I feel about y'all. Alright, real deal. Y'all, since y'all already don't hit the like button, let's talk. This live is about Kenneka Jenkins' mother, Miss Martin. Allegedly, I think she said they came over to my house. Who came over to your house? So I put they came over to Martin's house. Who came over to your house? So let's find out. Let's find out who she's talking about, okay? So we're gonna turn the music down. Wait, I'm on live. We're gonna turn the music down. Go out, I'm on live. Yeah, that's my grandson. He leaving Sunday. Whew, sorry about that, y'all. I've been so sorry. I'm not used to it. Okay. Okay. Let me share this. Pay attention to everything that is said. See, y'all told me that was Lenora's sin right there. But Miss Teresa said her other daughter. Maybe I misunderstood. But when she said it again, I'm going to put it on her. It's a lot I keep hearing, and y'all not hearing. Okay.
The story of Kenneka Jenkins by now, but Kyle, just a little backstory. The 19-year-old girl who was found frozen in a freezer in the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel.
That's right.
So let's start there. Let's start the night that you got the phone call about your daughter.
Okay. I received a phone call 4:34 in the morning from her friend stating to me that my daughter's missing. They can't find her. So I asked them, could they take their time, just have a little patience at first to see if they can find her. In the background, I hear one of the other friends stating, she tired of waiting. She tired of this. She, another, getting a little rowdy. So I asked them to calm down and just bring my car to me.
Because your daughter had, because they were at the hotel for a party, and your daughter was the driver of the night.
Yes, my daughter was the driver of the night.
So they had her keys at this moment.
They had her keys. And they never mentioned that they had a phone until after I got off the phone with one friend. I call her phone just to hear other friend state to me that I have a phone too. So I asked them, I said, y'all, wait, hold on. You have my car keys and her cell phone? I knew something wasn't right.
Right. So, after that story, you obviously went to the hotel and began the search for your daughter. And the hotel at first wasn't as cooperative, correct?
No, they wasn't.
Okay.
From when me speaking with their friends, when the hotel, the friends stated to me that they was looking for, because I asked them, to continuously look for it first.
Right.
And she said they was making them leave. The hotel was, you know.
They were trying to kick him out.
Yes,
that
they were
night?
going to kick him out that night
And
because
this is like about 4 o'clock in the morning.
oh, before.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They was going to kick him out if they leave and call the police on them to arrest them.
Mm. Now, why were they threatening to do that? Just because they were being too rowdy, making too much noise?
No, because they stated to me that they told them that my daughter was missing. They can't find her.
And they felt like that was reason to kick everybody out?
Yes, obviously.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. She said, obviously. She's speaking for the hotel. But that's not why they kicked them out. That's not why they kicked them out. I don't really think they kicked them out. I guess they asked them put their lead until they do further investigation.
When was the friends that called you? When was their last time that they saw your daughter Kenneka alive? What's their last reaction and interaction with Kenneka?
Well, they stated to me it was 2 because I asked them how long she been missing, and they said it was 2 hours before they called me. I asked them why didn't they call me before? They said because one of the friends didn't want me to know that my daughter was missing. The one that left my.
See, the reason why she did allegedly probably didn't want her to know because they weren't even supposed to be at the hotel. That's why she didn't want you to know, Miss Teresa. But it seemed like to me, Miss Teresa, you know that they were going to be at the hotel allegedly because you're not that upset.
My house with Kenneka.
Right. Now, but did they say how she broke from the group? Like, how did she break away from the group?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it was like 2 different stories. First, that day that she came, she came up missing. They stated that they left her in the front lobby, which is on my 911 call.
Okay. Oh, Miss Teresa, 911 call. They said they left her in the lobby. How did we get from the lobby to Shamaya them making her statement saying that Kenneka was sitting on the floor? Y'all know why? Because they was drinking. That's why it's so hard to believe what these girls said, because they was under the influence. They don't know what they did. They thought they left her down there by the lobby, but then they thought they left her upstairs sitting on the floor. They don't know what they talking about.
Because that's what they told me. Then later on that day in the afternoon, headed towards the evening, they stated to me they left her upstairs by the room door.
See, it's coming to them because that's understandable, Miss Teresa, because they been drinking. They was drinking also. So they got to get their mind together. All them young girls, young, man, and drinking. So they trying to remember where they left Kenneka, man. Why I left her at?
So they changed where they saw her last.
Yes.
But isn't there a point, if I recall correctly, when they released the videotapes, there was a point where she got out the elevator, but somebody was in the elevator. Am I recalling that wrong?
Those were, I think, the allegations of people saying that they were in the elevator. Because there's been so many conspiracy theories when it comes to what happened with your daughter, Kenneka.
So we didn't see anybody in the elevator with her.
No, not in the videos. Not that I saw. Did you guys see anything different? No, we didn't see anything with that. No.
Okay.
But again, so many conspiracy theories were being thrown out there. So now, okay, so you're at the hotel, you find her. So when do they actually, from when you get to the hotel, when does the hotel finally find your daughter in the freezer?
Well, once I arrived, they finally found her after the 3rd time of us coming in, me and my family coming up to the hotel begging for help from the hotel, pleading with them, and also Rosemont Police Department.
So it was like hours. Like, was it like 36 hours?
Yes, it was like 36 hours.
That's where we get the 36 hours from. Because it took 36 hours for the hotel to communicate with the mother right here about her daughter. 36 hours. Okay.
Give
I
or
have a
take.
question about why, if somebody says that their daughter is missing in their hotel, why wouldn't they be willing to help?
Yeah.
Did they give you a reason as to we're not concerned, she'll just show up, she's probably okay, and they just blew it off? Did they have a reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel,
Mhm.
Crown Plaza, and manager at the time. That's a police matter.
Oh,
Don't sound right. That they said that it's not their concern. That don't sound right, Miss Teresa. You sure they told you that? It's the police matter? They wouldn't have said that if they wouldn't have told you that it's not their concern. If a body is walking around missing, a young body walking around there missing, maybe it's a misunderstanding in this, allegedly.
it was a police matter.
And the police probably say a person has to be missing for 48 hours in order for you to file. It's more than 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
So when did they finally go look through the tapes to realize, okay, she really was at this hotel? So I guess I'm trying to figure out, how did they discover her in the freezer?
Okay. When my daughter went up there,
Your other daughter.
yes, my other daughter, Lenore,
Okay.
when she
When her other daughter went up there, my other daughter, Lenora, I thought that was Lenora right there. She said that your other daughter. Guess my other daughter. What other daughter? This daughter right here? That don't sound right. Y'all listen. No, I'm hearing what I'm saying. What other daughter? I said my Lenora right here. This my daughter right here. Listen.
arrived, they finally found her after the third time of us coming in, me and my family coming up to the hotel, begging for help from the hotel, pleading with them, and also Rosemont Police Department.
So it was like hours. Like, was it like 36 hours?
Yes, it was like 36 hours.
I
Give or
have a
take.
question about why, if somebody says that their daughter is missing in their hotel, why wouldn't they be willing to help? Did they give you a reason as to we're not concerned, she'll just show up, she's probably okay, and they just blew it off? Did they have a reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel,
Mhm.
Crown Plaza, and manager at the time. That's a police matter.
Oh, it was a police matter.
And the police probably say a person has to be missing for 48 hours in order for you to file an official report.
24.
24 hours. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, it's more than 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
So when did they finally go look through the tapes to realize, okay, she really was at this hotel? So I guess I'm trying to figure out, how did they discover her in the freezer?
Okay. When my daughter went up there,
Stop. She said, okay, when my daughter went up there,
Your other daughter.
yes, my other
your other daughter. My other daughter. What other daughter, y'all? Didn't y'all say that was Lenora?
daughter, Lenore,
Okay.
when she went,
She said, Lenora, why they not acknowledging this girl right here? I know y'all said this Lenora, but she's not acknowledging her. My Lenora.
went up to the hotel when I came, after me returning back home. She headed out the door as I was coming in, her and two of her friends. And when they got up to the hotel, they asked, the person at the front desk if they can look on the cameras and see once again, if they see, if Kenneka was there.
Right.
And they stated to her also as well that it was a police matter. So she calls 911 as well. And the police suggested that and told her that he couldn't leave and come up to the hotel to meet her. She would have to come down to the police station. Once she came, got to the police station and made the report, the missing person report, the only reason that Crown Plaza Police Department came back up to the hotel, not because of my daughter was missing, not because of the missing person report, was because Lenore forgot to put her signature on the missing person report paper.
Right.
So
This is the Rosemont Police.
Yes,
correct?
the Rosemont Police Department.
Mhm.
So once he got there, and he had called and asked her where was she. She stated that she's back up at the hotel. She's telling the person at the front desk at the hotel that now she has a missing person report number. She stated, could they look at the cameras, and they still deny her, to see if her sister was missing. She asked the Rosemont police officer, if he can give her a copy of the police report. He stated to her, it'll take all day, he can't give her a copy. So she asked him, could she have the number to the missing person report? So upon his arrival, Lenore asked him, could you please, Kenneka? And he finally agreed he would. He went into the security office, from my understanding.
And this is the officer that we're talking about.
Yes,
right now.
the officer that made out the missing person report.
Okay.
Lenore stated to me that he went in there like 5 minutes, came back out, and stated that on the missing person report, that he searched front and back, and he did not see Kenneka entering or exiting the building.
So that means she wasn't there, according to them.
According to them, she wasn't there.
Okay. So who?
Wait a minute. Y'all heard that? Go back now. Listen to this again. Did you hear what Miss Teresa said? That the hotel, I'm going to say that whoever she spoke to said when they checked the surveillances, they didn't see Kenneka coming in nor going out the hotel. Did she ever enter the hotel? Are they trying to say she didn't come? She wasn't there. That's what they're saying. They don't have no video of her. She got to be there. Because they said it was with her. The friends said they were with her. So she got to be on the surveillances, walking in with them.
Number. She stated, could they look at the cameras, and they still deny her, to see if her sister was missing. She asked the Rosemont police officer, if he can give her a copy of the police report. He stated to her, it'll take all day, he can't give her a copy. So she asked him, could she have the number to the missing person report? So upon his arrival, Lenore asked him, could you please look at the cameras, the security cameras, to see if they see Kenneka? Right. And he finally agreed he would. He went into the security office, from my understanding.
And this is the officer that we're talking about.
Yes,
right now.
the officer that made out the missing person report.
Okay.
Lenore stated to me that he went in there like 5 minutes.
He went in there about 5 minutes. So in other words, we're there talking as if he didn't even look at no surveillances. Why wasn't they concerned about Kenneka, about a young girl? Why wasn't the hotel concerned about, not the hotel, why wasn't the employee, somebody he had covering up something? Because they won't look at that video, something going on.
Came back out and stated that on the missing person report, that he searched front and back, and he did not see Kenneka entering or exiting the building.
He didn't see Kenneka entering the building, nor exiting the building. Did she ever come into the building? So listen, y'all. He said that they didn't see her entering the building nor exiting the building. Did somebody switch the tape? So the police won't know what's going on. Did they switch? Did they whoever good with computers, did they switch the video? And the police didn't know it. That particular police didn't. Because if he didn't see her entering nor exiting, they trying to say she never did come into the hotel. But she got to because the friends said they left her downstairs. Then they turned around, said Kenneka was sitting on the floor. See, it's too many holes in the ground. It's too many rabbit holes.
So that means she wasn't there, according to them.
According to them, she wasn't
Yeah, thank you, lady. You getting to what I'm saying. Thank you.
there.
Okay. So who found Kenneka in the freezer? And did they find her just by accident, or did they find her because they were looking at the videos?
Okay, well, when we was there, the Rosemont Police Department stated that they're the ones that found Kenneka.
Okay. Rosemont police said they found Kenneka. But that ain't what Lenora told us. Lenora did tell us first they said the police found her, and they said the fire department found her. Okay, so I'm going back what Miss Teresa said that the police found her. The police department stated that they was the one that found Kenneka. How did the police find Kenneka? How did the police know to find Kenneka in a freezer? Why she couldn't be in a room somewhere? Allegedly.
But with me looking at the news and reading in the paid newspapers, an employee found her. So that's a good question.
Okay, so Miss Teresa said in the newspaper, she's finding out things new. That an employee found her. How did that employee know that Kenneka was in that freezer? What made them go to a freezer instead of a restroom behind a door, in a room, vacant room, girls' restroom? Why a freezer? Come on, y'all, work with me.
I really wouldn't.
So you don't know who?
You're not for
wouldn't.
sure.
I'm not for sure.
Right.
But you actually, they brought you to see Kenneka while she was in the freezer.
After being denied at first, because I asked them, and I went online on Facebook because I needed help. I was looking for help, and I started timing myself basically to let them know, just in case if something like this come up, they couldn't say that I wasn't, conscious enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like out of my mind or whatever. And I stated, because I had made a post on Facebook before that, when I was in the search of Kenneka, that I needed help, if somebody see my daughter, to inform me, and after I made this live video, I re-entered the hotel, and
let's take a break for a minute, y'all. 1 second. I got to run to do something downstairs. Emergency, y'all. 1 second. Just check. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Whew. I apologize, y'all. I had to run. I had the emergency. Okay, I'm back. Now, thus far, come up and back now. Go out of here, because I'm on live. Give me my glasses. Off the dress. Okay, y'all. Okay.
Asked them, how was she laying? The head detective. How was she laying?
Let me hear what Miss Teresa say.
First, because I asked them, and I went online on Facebook because I needed help. I was looking for help, and I started timing myself basically to let them know, just in case if something like this come up, they couldn't say that I wasn't, conscious enough.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like
right.
out of my mind or whatever.
Right.
And I stated, because I had made a post on Facebook before that, when I was in the search of Kenneka, that I needed help. If somebody see my daughter, to inform me. And after I made this live video, I re-entered the hotel, and I asked them, how was she laying? The head detective, how was she laying? He stated she was laying on her side. And I said, was she laying, how was the legs? Was they curved, curved, like in a fetal?
Okay, stop. Miss Teresa, you be asking them some I would never think asking the detective how was my child laying and all that. What gave you that idea to ask them that? That was very investigative. That was a very investigating question. I wouldn't have thought about asking them how was she lying, was she legs curled up, what position she was in. Why was that important? I'm just asking the question. I'm not going against the mother. I'm just asking the question. Why was it so important to know, to find out whether her legs were curved, how she would lean in? Why is that important? Suppose they said that on her, straight on her back. What will you get into? What point will you get into? Because I want to. That's unusual. You don't hear. When I'm choosing what to wear. You don't hear parents ask that about their kids, but you asked a question that most moms don't ask. But I was just wondering. That was interesting. Shh.
Position.
Yes. He said no, they were straight. I said, okay. Next question. Can I see my daughter?
Miss Teresa, once you found out, I'm just curious. Once you found out that her leg was straight, okay, what was the next question? Why was it important to know the position of her legs? What how she would lie? Why was that so important to you? I still want to know. Cause you said, okay, next question. Can I see my daughter? I'm just curious, y'all. Think about why she asked what position. Usually people die in different positions. Legs straight out, arms straight out, or curve, or whatever. Why was it important to the fetal position of Kenneka?
How she died, how she laid in the freezer. As I wanted to see her. He said,
Why? Yeah, but let me back this up. I'm the only one want to know why is that important? Is I'm the only one want to know why was that important? How she was positioned? I'm trying to see what I asked her. How was her position? What's important about Kenneka's position? What's important about the position she was in? Because she then said, next question, can I see my daughter? Why are we asking questions in that order like that? Why are we doing our questions like that? Why not zoom it in like that? Because that's your daughter. Most mom be crying and carrying on and stuff. It's me.
How was she laying? He stated she was laying on her side. And I said, was she laying? How was the legs? Was they curved, curved,
Right.
like in a fetal
Fetal
position?
position.
Yes. He said, no, they were straight. I said, okay. Next question. Can I see my daughter? How she died? How she laid in the freezer? As I wanted to see her. He said, the detective stated yes. An hour or two went past, give or take. The sergeant come in with a very rude attitude. No, you cannot see her. It's against our procedures, our policy. You can't see her. So I asked him, with the card that the leading detective gave me, is it possible that he can write his name on the back of the card? He stated yes. After he stated yes, I said, and as well as your badge number. And I hear him whisper to the detective, badge number. So then he said, as everybody getting ready to round up to go, he said, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna speak with the coroners and see what they can do. So here we go, hours later. 5 hours, maybe a little bit more, but rounding it off, 5 hours later,
Wow.
they come to me and states, only I could come see her. Me, I'm allowed, and I could bring one more other person.
Okay, let me stop it right quick. Okay, y'all. I'm not being difficult. I'm trying to understand. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to understand. Miss Teresa, have you ever thought about it could have been you, how you reacted since you was upset, instead of thinking that the sergeant was more upset. He didn't have no rights to talk to you like that. Maybe you took it as by him being a sergeant in military, you probably thought he was being smart with you, and he wasn't. What you think? What y'all think about it? Because it's no way he gonna be one way like that and then turn around and be another way. That's strange.
With me. That's when they allowed me. They walked us back there. They said, wait, this is a crime scene. You are not allowed to take any photos. You can't touch, and don't touch anything. And they watched us as if we was there. It was on
Right.
us, not what went on with my daughter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you see,
But see, they watching y'all, Miss Teresa, to find out y'all reaction. Like they had. See, when you walk back there, Miss Teresa, this what happened. When you walk back there, the first time you and Lenora, y'all looked at Kenneka. She gonna her physical, her features is gonna look different, okay? Because my dad changed. His features changed also. Okay, but that wouldn't have made me afraid of her. You could have moved up closer if you wanted to. You didn't even have to listen to them. As long as you didn't touch. My thing is he gonna tell you it's a crime scene and there's no tape out there. Okay, there's no tape. Okay, how is it that we see everybody in that kitchen, but we did see the video of Kenneka walking toward the freezer, but we didn't see her go in the freezer? Okay, my point is, why did they show us another video of you running out that room like y'all saw something, but y'all walked out of that room? Then somebody they showed us a different video with you, Miss Teresa, either allegedly someone else running out of there. It looked like Lenore running out of there. Where that part come from? But when we saw y'all in the kitchen, you was very calm because you went back there in the back and looked at the freezer. That's when y'all say y'all saw a camera. But you were calm and collected. Where did they get that video of you running out of there like that? That's what I don't understand.
your daughter in the freezer now to bring up to date.
No, I'm sorry. No, at this time, they had removed her from the freezer. I asked them. Yes, they removed her from the freezer. When they removed her from the freezer, by the time we came 5 hours or plus later, more later, rounding it off, Kenneka was laying on a stretcher in a white body bag already.
So you never saw her?
I never saw her. I never saw her. They stated as well that there was no signs of foul play.
Right.
Like it was just a normal look. You know.
That's what they
no
said.
No
in that
signs
moment.
of sexual harassment and anything.
Right. So do you believe differently?
From seeing the pictures, yes, I believe different.
Because the pictures came out. Before that, though, the video came out. So when we saw the video of her trying to find her way throughout the hotel, what did you think about the videos?
That she was wandering in the hotel and she needed help. And, you know, she had a hotel, a 5-star hotel.
Right.
I know it was surveillance. Just like on each floor, they might not have cameras all through the hotel, but entering and exiting the elevator, there are cameras.
But it is her on the camera because, like I said, so many conspiracy theories. Some people said that's not even her on the video. You do believe it was your daughter on the video?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe they're saying that one part of the video when she's walking towards the refrigerator, that's her last time being shown on videotape? So do you believe she could have just literally walked in there and got locked into the freezer? And what they're saying to be true is she got locked into the freezer and she died because of the coldness. Do you think that could be true?
Well, see, we wouldn't even be sitting here today to guess it. It was the camera as we went in there. If you could look at the video, me and my daughter, which is some of the parts what we did, as we went in there, I'm looking at my daughter, you know, and I looked in her face. She had a disgusted look on her face. That's an angry look, like, or somebody agitating her, you know, this type of look. So I'm looking. And then I asked them, I said, can I see the freezer? Because I work in the cafeteria. So you can't tell me that she walked in this freezer and couldn't get out, you know, because of our freezers. And not only that, me working within the CPS, you know, cafeterias, you know, before every freezer has a release button or some type of handle, whereas you can't get locked in this freezer unless you've been locked on the outside. You know, you get locked in from the outside.
Which would have taken, obviously, somebody else to do purposely.
To do it, right.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what you're saying.
Yes.
There's no way she could lock herself in by herself.
Exactly. So once entering, and I see the freezer, then this is before I told him I work within the cafeteria.
Right.
She walked in the freezer, and when she walked in the freezer, she walked in. He never mentioned it was a double freezer. Walked in the freezer, closed the door behind herself, and just froze to death.
Right.
So, you know, I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I said, so she couldn't get out? He said, no, she couldn't get out. Because once you locked in, you locked in.
Right. But he doesn't know what you know about freezers at that time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Did you go into the actual freezer that your daughter was in? Did you like try to see what your like the theory?
But see, again, too, in this situation, excuse me, Campbell, then too, y'all got to think about it that the lights could have been off. Somebody could have turned the lights off. She couldn't see, even though it glows. It don't mean that she can see. You know, she might not have seen the knob.
How you can get out of it if you're in that particular freezer?
Okay, well, I'll tell you like this. We wasn't ever to actually go inside their freezer, but they had both of the doors open. I asked them when I first went back there, so you're saying it's a double freezer? He said, yes, but on our way back there, if you can see in the video, I'm pointing my finger. I'm looking for cameras. I'm looking for cameras because that's my purpose, because you can't tell me this happened with no camera in around, you know, and every time I point, I see a camera. Except when we go by the freezer, that's like blocked off, which it was a camera above that freezer. And
hold up, Miss Teresa. You said in other words, you sound like you're saying that you ain't see no camera. Let me go back. Let me back it back, y'all. It could be me. It seems like it's not a camera up there.
So she couldn't get out. He said, no, she couldn't get out. Because once you locked in, you locked in.
Right. But he doesn't know what you know about freezers at that time.
Exactly.
Right.
Did you go into the actual freezer that your daughter was in? Did you like try to see what your like the theory, how you can get out of it if you're in that particular freezer?
Okay, well, I'll tell you like this. We wasn't ever to actually go inside their freezer, but they had both of the doors open. I asked them when I first went back there, so you're saying it's a double freezer? He said yes, but on our way back there, if you can see in the video, I'm pointing my finger. I'm looking for cameras. I'm looking for cameras because that's my purpose. Because you can't tell me this happened with no camera in around, And every time I point, I see a camera. Except when we go by the freezer, that's like blocked.
Except when we go by the freezer, it's blocked. When you go by the freezer, it's like blocked. So she didn't see a camera by the freezer. She didn't see one by that freezer. She just said it was blocked.
Off, which it was a camera above that freezer. And okay, we're gonna go back to that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. When I go back to the freezer, they had both of the doors open. And
listen, y'all, didn't I catch it? I told y'all, see, she had to start back over because I caught it. I just caught what she said the first time. I'm listening. Okay. That's why she went back. She caught herself.
I'm like, here go a glow in the dark plastic release button, big white glow in the dark. I said, so is this a release button? He said, the detective said yes. And the sergeant standing back there with us as well. As I said, we were being watched as if we're the criminal, or we did this to my daughter. As if we was going to get arrested. So he stated, I asked him with the other freezer, the second door. I said, is this a release button? Big white button. Maybe, as they say, you couldn't see, but it was lightning in the freezer. And only thing we saw on the floor was a big piece of ice.
Well, Miss Teresa, you really don't know if that light work on that door unless you close the door and be in the dark in there. So really, you don't know if that light lights up or not on that door unless you go inside the freezer and close that door and investigate it that way. So that door might not even light up. Y'all ain't looking at that. That light might not even bright up. That freezer may be broke. It might not even light up where Kenneka can see.
In the triangle, like, and I'm like, okay. I said, so I that's when I stated, I work in a cafeteria. I've been working there for 7 years. I say, there shouldn't have been no way that she shouldn't have been able to get out these doors. I thought you told me, and I asked the detective, you said that she couldn't get out. How is that when is release buttons on each one of these doors?
It might not work, Miss Teresa. They might not light up. They might not light up, Miss Teresa. The door is old. But your lawyer said it was a lock on that door. Somebody put a lock on that door. That's the only way she can get locked in there, is that lock on that door.
And he just shook his head,
He doesn't understand.
So where are you now as far as what it is that you want to see? They've closed the case officially. I know that you guys are not happy about that and you want to continue the investigation. So what do you want to see happen? Where do you see this going from here? Are you trying to get more people to come in and reopen the case? What is it that you want to do?
Yes, I would love for the FBI to come in. The reason why I say that, they stated it was a natural cause before any medical examiner or anything. So the Rosemont Police Department knew this would happen with no professionals. They said it wasn't no sexual harassment or any, assault or whatever.
Assault is sexual.
Right. Exactly. But how is that? From looking at the pictures, obviously you'll see that it was something going on. At least, with that, if you would have just saw it without being a professional doctor or whatever, examiner or whatever, first thought would have been them being professional cops. Hey, it's something had to go on. And then to come to find out, after all that, at the close of the meeting, my daughter asked them, did you all take fingerprints? And they said no. Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Dust the body, right?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think-
Because I work
They
in the
didn't
cafeteria.
even have a crime scene tape up there, y'all. This was a very important situation, and I don't understand why it wasn't investigated right. No crime tape, no fingerprints. Why were all of this accepted but unacceptable? I don't understand how this case closed.
Once
Like
as I mentioned, and in the cafeteria, you got to clean up behind yourself.
Yeah.
That's sanitation, you know.
So, question. Well, two things. One is because the Rosemont police did actually turn down because the FBI didn't the FBI one time
They
make
said
an
that
offer,
if they were reached out for assistance, they
and
would.
so
would
so
help.
Rosemont turned that down. Correct? They didn't want to have anything to do with the FBI coming in
Allegedly.
on the case.
allegedly. Allegedly. Look how Lenora looking at her. Y'all say that Lenora, she don't look like Lenora to me. Look how she look at why she say allegedly? Allegedly what? The FBI coming in. Anything to do with the FBI coming in. Allegedly. Oh no case secondly. I mean, what's alleged? She don't know. She don't know. Just say I don't know.
Secondly, was the question ever presented to the people of the hotel? Why was this freezer even still in operation if it wasn't being used? Like, because I'm
Right,
under
'cause
the
the kitchen
stand-
was supposed to be closed.
I'm
right?
under understanding that kitchen was closed and that stuff wasn't even being used. So why even have it on? And then if she goes in there, she's just inside a room. You know, she's not inside a freezing room. Did that ever come up in conversations with the hotel?
No, I never found out about this freezer wasn't working or none of that until after the fact. You know, I'm hearing it from the media or whatever, you know, and my attorney as well, you know, after
She's gone.
she's gone.
Right.
And then at the meeting, the sergeant said they'd had numerous of murders, you know, deaths or whatever, however he named it. Don't quote me. But this has me like, how could you be mad at me
I
when
don't
I'm
understand why they
you understand?
talking to Miss Teresa like that. Why are they talking to her like that? That's I'm not getting. Why I ain't never seen nothing like that. Why they talking to her like that? They talking to her like she ain't nobody. She should have took a man with her.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where do you
Like you was doing something wrong.
exactly?
Right. If nothing else, people should have been treating you with compassion.
Exactly.
If nothing else.
And with the cell phone, they did ask me twice for her phone. And you know why? I was afraid to go back up there because the next day I asked the detective when he called my phone and when he was asking me about her phone and to come up there, come back to the Rosemont Police Department to come up there. And I was not going by myself because I knew I needed some help.
No, you need a man to go up there, a real man, a big man, or somebody tough to go up there with you. You didn't need to go up there by yourself, no way. All them people, I thought you could have got somebody off your motorcycle team, your club. I thought you was in a motorcycle club, allegedly. Could have got them in.
Yeah.
The hotel offered to pay for Kenneka's funeral. Did you accept their offer?
Okay. They offered to pay for her funeral.
Yes.
You know why I did not accept? I refused. Because even though they offered to pay for it, they never once gave me their condolences. Well, of course, they probably did after I made initial clues to Facebook and the media. You know, how could you offer to pay? You all don't care. It's not about money. It's not about money. That's why I reached out to the world.
Right.
You know.
But Miss Teresa, they offered to pay for her funeral. At least they offered to pay for the funeral. Make them do something. That ain't about being like it's not being about no money. If they gonna do it, let them do it. I would have let them do it. I would have made them pay for that funeral and made them charge get the highest price cash they had. I would have. That's just me.
For help. And I'm still asking for help because something's just not right.
I want to bring up some of the
But see, in situations like that, y'all can't have no one thing about asking for help. You can't be angry. You can't. It's her daughter, and Miss Teresa need to have somebody else talking for her. Miss Teresa don't need to be talking. Miss Teresa need her backbone to talk for her, and then she'll be the amen person because she's angry, and she don't realize that the way she's coming at people, she's grieving, and she's it's her with the attitude, not the people. But she think it's the people, but it's her, and it's not an attitude. It's a grieve things that she's doing. Mr. Reese don't need to be doing all of this. Somebody else need to be doing it for her. But she can be right there. You know what I mean? So like if something happened to somebody in your family, you wants to be the one to talk. Like my children will be there for me, and I'll be right there. You know what I mean? Because I'm grieving inside and I'm angry. So Miss Teresa thinking everybody is being mean to her. Look how she looking. She thinking everybody being mean to her, but they not being mean to her. It's not her being even mean. It's just she grieving. I hope somebody understand what I'm saying.
Activist. Actually, how I got in contact with you was via Andrew Holmes. He's the one that gave me your number, and we actually talked the night prior to when the videos were released. And I know you were upset with him because what happened with that? Did he have the right to go? Because he was the first person to talk about the videotapes. Did he have that right from you to do that?
No, he did not.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, Andrew Holmes just popped up from nowhere. He stated to me, I asked him when he called my phone, who gave you my number? Who is you? He stated that he was somebody because I'm asking for help.
Right.
So I'm figuring, he coming to help me. And he stated to me that he was from Chicago Police Department. He's a special investigator and he's going to get me answers. So,
Special investigator.
yeah, that's what he stated to me.
So you were misled.
Yes, I was misled.
Okay.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. So
do you have any communication with him now or no?
No.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Right.
I know other activists, I know from Facebook you accused of them raising money without your knowledge all the way for the protest.
Yes.
So what was that situation? Because they were saying that, money's necessary if someone gets arrested and for the buses, and that they explained that to you and you were okay if they got money to take care of those situations.
Listen, let me tell you something. I didn't know my purpose of being out there. I thank God for everybody. Whichever way they did it, I asked for help. When you ask for help, you can't direct the help, which way this help going to go. But as far as them collecting money, I never knew about it until I made a status. I wish I would have known. I would have actually wrote down the date. See, like I said, I did timing again. And I went on Facebook to let people know that I did not know, it was when they collected their money, I was not aware of it.
Okay.
2 days later, I don't know how many days. When I found out, the day I found out, they stated to me that they're gonna give me a ledger, and before we leave the protest that day, and I'm like, honest, I'm like, okay, what is this? And they stated to me that it was funds that they had collected because of the protest, and I'm like, oh, okay. They said, what do you want to do? They asked me what I want to do with it. I said, well, if you all collected for the protest, save it. And it was some people got locked up, and they was like, they was like, somebody got locked up. I said, well, go bond it out. Don't y'all have that money? I didn't want to touch it because if they collected if that's what they was doing, then I'm a firm believer. If this is what you're doing, for whatever reason, y'all decide to collect it without my knowledge, finish doing what y'all doing.
Yeah.
It's not about money. And like, it was people that got bond out, they had to pay out of their own pockets, and I'm like, they have the money. I don't have no money. I'm getting calls saying, where the money at? They told us you had the money. I said, I didn't never touch nobody money.
Okay.
Right. Don't put the money.
You didn't even know the money was being
I didn't even
raised
know.
to
I
do
didn't
that.
know.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
And it's like, as you all, because I'm putting it out there. I'm looking for help. but I'm also focused. And people is like they're doing certain things, and I'm not the victim. My daughter was the victim. But don't try to put me a part of that, because I don't believe in using people.
And I think that's the question. I mean, Kendra spoke on it, but I think some of the other activists that are out here, if you've had direct contact with them, or if you haven't, what would be what would be the overall message to them right now? Because I understand where you stand, but what would be the overall message to them? Because sometimes I feel that they can do more harm than help in this situation.
Exactly.
So what when you sit up, if you had one message that you want to say to them, what would it be?
My message to them is stop taking advantage. And if they haven't took advantage of nobody, then don't do it. Especially when a time of need, when someone is begging